Hello, it's the Sinister Gambino here with a new stream. And this stream I'm going to be going over the event week for this week that started on Thursday, of course, in Grand Theft Online. So yeah, I'm streaming this on early Monday, whatever. But whatever. But yeah. Starting off with the title of a brand new vehicle edition, with the current event week in the game is the Weaponized Dinghy. And I believe it's actually kind of the last vehicle addition actually into the game. I don't think there's actually any other vehicle that needs a release, though I think there is the Briosa 300, but they did release it during 1 week for free, so technically it's the last vehicle in a sense. But I think there's also a full-on release that the Briosa 300 needs, not just like a partial release for like 1 event week. And then as a spectator, there's 4 of the like 5 to 6 money opportunities on there. There's a lot of money opportunities this week, so it's just purely the money opportunities, and not even all of them. Highlights, let's say, for money opportunities were 2 times money RP special cargo sales, stunt races, singing missions, and then DJ for class missions. And honestly, the rest will be for the rest of the stream. Podium vehicle for the week is apparently the F&J. And also the Varus is still free for this event week until March 3rd. Last opportunity to get the Varus for free, but it's only like not even 200k normally, so it's not going to be a big loss. It's still free's better than any other price. Also, by the way, apparently the regular Sparrow is now the #1 top speed helicopter in the game, being the latest now. That's pretty interesting. However, of course, for some reason your Sparrow gets destroyed, and the next best top speed option apparently would be the latest, which you can actually spawn for the CO menu.
Luxury car is available to win. Stop by and have a try at the Lucky Wheel.
But I'll do my typical wheel spin for the event week. Not one I really want, so obviously it's probably going to be the only time I spin the wheel. Alright, 40,000 best cash option on there. Yeah, that's definitely the second best cash option on there, I believe. Obviously there's ways to get more for like mystery and stuff. Oh yeah, that's already banked, that's right. Because it goes right into the bank. But yeah, podium vehicle for the week is the Vapid F&J. And it's probably a preview of a couple of discounts, of course. is the FMJ? Oh, here it is. So it's part of the Finance Felony update, so it's a pretty old supercar. However, if you do get the vehicle, you save $1,750,000. And I don't think it's a vehicle for delivery, so you don't really save that extra $20,000. Assuming you would keep delivery, but I don't think it has delivery. So I'm on the spreadsheet from Roughly 1322 for lap time, top speed. So I'll be going over performance of this vehicle in a bit. But yeah. Starting off between all 48 of the supercars in the game, the placement of the FMJ is 25th place. That's not technically including non-raceable vehicles. So yeah, its lap time is nowhere near anything right home about being 25th place out of like 48 different vehicles, in a sense. Which doesn't really technically count for like rocket boosted vehicles, because those aren't really technically counted for on the spreadsheet. And then the FMJ for top speed is 19th place, so that's 25th place, and then 19th place for lap time top speed respectively. So slightly better in top speed, definitely for sure an above average top speed, but possibly a slightly below average lap time. But yeah, nowhere near the top 3 for either lap time or top speed. So really only one is for like customization purposes. Obviously if you get it, it's a free vehicle. I suppose I might as well go into the new vehicle and stuff, just talk about it. I'm not going to purchase it because I got 300,000 and it's not really that worth it anyways. But yeah, they released the Verus early in a sense, as you can see, because it comes before the Verus. And I think it's actually the last review vehicle again, besides for a full proper release of the Briosa 300. So yeah, for some reason they only released the Briosa 300 for that like 9-day event week for free. They never really permanently released it in the game. So they still have to permanently release the Briosa 300 in the game. So that's right, and it's kind of the last vehicle for the current update. But if you want the Weaponized Dinghy, it's going to be $1,850,000. And actually, I believe Roughly 1322 has finally tested all the Cayo Perico Heist DLC vehicles in the game. So actually, the spreadsheet is fully updated with every single vehicle now, I believe. So yeah, the Weaponized Dinghy. The Weaponized Dinghy for lap time is 5th place. And while my headphones interrupted me there, of course. But yeah, Weaponized Dinghy is 5th place, being right behind the regular dinghy at 4th place. So it's not the bottom of the top 5 for the boat class. But yeah, even for boat races, I would imagine you can't use it in the first place for boat races because of the weapon on it. But still, it's top 5, so it can get you good lap time results, of course. But the Longfin, I believe, is the #1 lap time and top speed, and it's been in the game since the beginning of this update. However, it's also 3rd place in top speed for Weaponized Dinghy, so it's actually top 3 top speed compared to the top 5 lap time. And again, it's behind the regular dinghy and Longfin. Weaponized Dinghy is, by the way, a Pegasus vehicle, so it works in the same way as like the patrol boat, where you have to call it for Pegasus. Difference biggest difference with it, I'd say, is that it has one gun and not two. So it's not going to be as good firepower-wise as the patrol boat. Though it has a very huge advantage in speed, of course, compared to the patrol boat. Which patrol boat's like 12th place lap time and 13th place top speed. So you're getting significantly better results with the dinghy in terms of getting around the ocean and stuff. So really, even if the patrol boat is a more weaponized option, I probably would recommend a weaponized dinghy over the patrol boat if you were to use any sort of attack boat whatsoever. And as for explosive resistance, it's obviously just like the regular dinghy where it doesn't have explosive resistance. However, that's the same thing with the patrol boat as well, as it doesn't have any explosive resistance. So it's basically a faster patrol boat, and it only has like one weapon instead of two. However, it is a 5-seater, which is really nice. So you do get that extra seat capacity as well compared to the patrol boat and even the regular dinghy, surely. And again, you can still get the Varus for free for the rest of this event week. So if you want to get it for free, this is the last opportunity to get it until very early Thursday morning. PSC time at least. But yeah, it's really not going to be that useful of a vehicle, so you'll mainly probably want the weaponized dinghy if you collect all the different Pegasus vehicles in the game. There's already better vehicles for aquatic activities, such as the Sea Sparrow. That would probably still be the #1 vehicle for going on the ocean and stuff, because it flies as well. Not to be confused with the regular one. But yeah, premium race for the week is Boots on the Ground for the motorcycle class. And I pretty much always go over motorcycles when going over the time trial, so I should remember the top 3 on top of my head. The spreadsheet is now updated, so I think only top speed changed on it. But I did already know that the Manja Scout was #1 top speed from his video. Alright, so first place for lap time for the motorcycle class is the Nagasaki Shotaro, which is $2.3 million. That one I believe you have to play a match at deadline in order to unlock the vehicle for purchase on the Legendary Motorsport website. If you don't play a match at deadline, I don't think you even get the option to purchase it. So if it's not on your Legendary Motorsport website, then that's why. And that one you can go forward or backwards with the stick for best possible speed. I believe it's the only motorcycle that works that way. Then #2 for lap time for the motorcycle class is the Shizuoka Drag, which that one's like $800,000-900,000, which is nowhere near the amount of the Shotaro. Obviously, is not as good for a lap time. And yeah, I believe that one you have to lean forward with the stick for best possible speed, as it's a drag motorcycle, can't really wheelie. I believe the only other motorcycle that works that way is the Nightblade, but I don't think that's a competitive option. So yeah, I think with that one for best possible speed, you have to lean forward with the stick, similar to an ATV in the game. Because that's how you get this best speed with any ATV in the game, is going forward with the stick. And then finally, third place for lap time, which is also third place for top speed, I'm pretty sure, is the Body 801, which is $10,000, maybe even a tiny bit under $10,000 for a stock vehicle from day one of the game. And yeah, that's the only vehicle that's top 3 for lap time and top speed, so if you want the most average option, the Body 801 is the one to go. And then, yeah, for top speed, first place top speed for the motorcycle class is the brand new Manchester Scout from the latest update, the Cayo Perico Heist, of course. It's like a little over 200,000, I believe, so it's not much at all. And yeah, if I didn't mention Body 801, you have to lean backwards with the stick as if you're doing a wheelie, which is the same for the rest of the vehicles I'm going over. And then, yeah, second place for top speed for motorcycle class is the BF400. Whatever manufacturer makes that one, I'm not too sure. BF400, not only is it good for like time trials and stuff, but it's also actually a motorcycle that can be used in the off-road class. So if you're doing off-road races, the BF400 is very top tier, being one of the only motorcycles in the game that can be used in off-road races, compared to like all the more traditional vehicles in the off-road class. But yeah, that's second place top speed. And again, you have to go backwards to stick, as if you're doing a wheelie. And finally, third place for top speed again is the Body 801. So again, it's the only one that's top 3 lap time and top 3 top speed. So if you want the most average vehicle, Body 801 is the way to go. And I can see Forte Kudo on here. So if it's on like the entirety Forte Kudo, like the land strip or like airstrip part of it, then honestly top speed probably would be a better one. Though a lot of races in the game have lap time as the main priority, obviously. So I'd probably either go with top speed vehicle or honestly the Body 801 being top 3 lap time and top speed. Alright. Alright, the regular time trial for the week is down Chiliad. Oh no. Probably the worst regular time trial of the entire game down Chiliad. Because especially if you're using like a motorcycle, it's very difficult to not like die on the motorcycle. So honestly, a lot of times you're probably going to have to entirely respawn on here. Like take a helicopter up back to the mountain and stuff. So yeah, I highly don't recommend this time trial, honestly, but yeah. I already went over top 3 lap time and top speed on a motorcycle class, and if you're not going to use a motorcycle, you should use a supercar, but there's not really a point in doing that. But yeah. Going into the top 3 lap time for the supercar class. Number 1 for the supercar class in lap time is the Progen MRS. Just like $2.9 million on the stock vehicle. Second place lap time for supercar class is the Benefactor Krieger. Just like 2.7 million. And then the third place for the supercar class for lap time is the NSS80RR. That one's normally 2.5 mil, I believe. I believe it's on 40% discount for the S80RR for 7 weeks, so that's a way better price option this week. And then going into top speed for the supercar class. First option for top speed is the Pipistrel 811. It's like 1,135,000, 1,145,000 for the stock vehicle. And that's for like finance felony from like mid 2016. Just like the preceding vehicle being F&J. And second place for top speed for the supercar class is the Principe and Devastate 8 for like 2017 from the Doomsday Heist update. However, that one's like 1.7, 1.8 million, so I definitely would recommend the Pipistrel 811, the number one spot. And then Banshee 900R, you have to convert to like a regular Banshee, which is like a sport car, which is like 100,000. So like to upgrade being the 900R, which is a supercar. Which is probably a pretty expensive upgrade price. So the cheaper vehicles get more expensive upgrade prices. So probably either Banshee 900 or Pipistrel 811 if you're going top speed for a supercar. But yeah, I'd probably recommend a motorcycle, especially for down Juliet. But yeah, whatever. And RCB Indeed time trial for the week is Vespucci Canals. Which I don't have an RCB Indeed time trial guide for this. But if you want RCB Indeed time trial guide, I recommend GTA Men. Or there's GTA series videos as well, but it's not really a guide. You gotta like follow along with what they do. Because it's no commentary. Alright, South American imports apparently maxed out. I'll have to see after the stream where that is. Honestly, I might be playing Red Dead right after the stream, so maybe won't be doing that. Plus, for making money, I'm just waiting for another good Cayo Perico event week, of course. Which, yeah. They do have a full release of the Briosa 300 still to do, but they also have like a Panther statue thing for like Cayo Perico as well. So there's at least another week or two of good tripping before it probably turns off traditional event weeks. Of course, they could always do a random traditional event week like they have before. But I think now I'll be going into the money opportunities. First, I'll start with the ones on the pause menu. So if I skip a money opportunity in the order listed on the spectator, or of course I go over a couple of the ones that aren't on the list of the spectator, that's wise, because I'm going over the pause menu ones first. First one on the pause menu would be Stunt Races. And no, you don't get to be able to do any kind of stunt race, it has to be regular stunt races. So any that start with stunt, or times 1 RP. But yeah. Stunt races, you could probably make like 16-ish thousand. But yeah, solo you can probably make like 16-ish thousand within like 10 to 15 minutes, probably around there. But of course, you can also play with other players, but of course that involves like luck and stuff. So personally, I would not recommend Stunt Races for making money in this week, unless it was like the only thing, obviously. Next is contact missions, and it's all simian missions in the game. So that's whether it's like a day one simian contact mission, or if it's or it can even be his entire like repo work set of contact missions as well. So on the screen I'll be showing all the ones. Of course that's how you fruit them all. Plus I have like a whole episode of contact mission content going over most of his missions. Plus I have part 1 of the repo work. Part 2 of the repo work I could be getting out pretty soon. I'm waiting for Disarc bombers to subside, since some assholes feel the need to Disarc bomb and stuff. So I'm waiting for that to go away before I do part 2 of my premium deluxe repo work contact mission content. And once I do that, that's all the simian work. That's all the simian missions covered on the channel. And yeah, those include all the repo ones, which are definitely the best ones to do. All the repo ones have the updated contact mission payouts, so any of the 8 repo ones are going to be the best paying jobs in the game for the 7th week. So yeah, I wouldn't do any of the regular ones if you're going for hardcore money. I'd focus on repo works. And yeah, you can do this trick with like most contact missions, not like the ones with like stories, like the lowrider ones, casino, and then like spree out life missions on most simian as well. But if you want, you can make a playlist with the missions. You have to play the jobs. You have to play the contact missions you want, unlike with most of the stuff where you can just select it from the get-go. So when you play them, you can actually see them right inside of presumably jobs, and you can add them through a playlist in that way if you want to play them much easier than having to go into a lobby every time, or whatever. So making a playlist of the repo works is definitely the way to go if you want to make some good money with the repo works. And last but not least, for pause menu money making opportunities is the Sumo and Sumo Remix adversary mode. But yeah, for Sumo Remix, which is the newer version of Sumo, and one of the last adversary modes that has been done, there's 7 maps of Remix, and then there's 6 of regular Sumo. But yeah, I believe it's basically pushing vehicles out of an arena or whatever, which is pretty fun, of course. But yeah, obviously you really don't want to be playing Sumo or Sumo Remix combined with Stunt Races. Those are probably the worst money opportunities for the game. So yeah, I wouldn't bother with Sumo or Sumo Remix. Same with Stunt Races. I'd focus on the other opportunities. And now that leaves the ones that aren't on the pause menu, which requires some explaining, of course. stuff, I won't really be able to show anything off. Because otherwise the stream would last way longer than it needs to be. But yeah. 2 times money RP on special cargo sales. Special cargo sale. Special cargo was actually the very first business that was done in this game. So it's kind of the worst business in the game because it's like the first one. Obviously, I didn't really test the waters with it. It's honestly like the highest risk reward business in the game as well, because you have to actually pay for the crates. Biker businesses, it's important to pay for the supplies instead of doing sourcing missions, because that's a passive business and you can do other things to make that money back anyways. Import-export, that one's fully sourcing, but you don't pay for any of it unless the vehicles get damaged, which isn't as bad as special cargo. And I'm pretty sure it goes bunker after that, which bunker is a way better passive business. So it's basically like the same thing as biker businesses, but better, which is very passive. Which those are some of the best businesses in the game. Hangar business, that one's an active one as well, similar to import-export and the CO business. But you don't pay for the crates at all, I'm pretty sure on that one. And then the nightclub. Nightclub's the ultimate passive business in the game. And it does all its work on its own for the nightclub business. You don't have to work towards it at all. There's no buying stuff, only business battles and stuff, which shows you make money with. So basically what I'm saying is special cargo is the biggest risk reward business in the game by a long shot, way more than import-export. Because you only pay for damages to the cars and stuff. So yeah, essentially it's the worst business in the game when it comes to risk-reward kind of circumstance. However, because of that, if you do very good with the business, then you get really lucky with the lobbies you get in the game. If you get a lot of solo public lobbies for any reason, then sure thing, you can definitely be one of the better businesses in the game. And I believe that I believe the selling missions in the game are actually very solo friendly. I think I've done it with a CO Buzzard years ago, and was able to do free arcades pretty easily, for example. So the selling missions aren't too bad, similar to the biker businesses in the game, and some of the later businesses in the game for selling missions. So it has that going for it, but yeah, you might as well just do Cayo Perico Heists, obviously, because that's very top tier compared to all the other stuff in the game. Personally, I feel special cargo sales are way too risky. Like I said, it's the worst risk-reward business in the entire game by a long shot. So for that reason, I wouldn't bother with it. But you can actually have up to 5 special cargo warehouses, and you can make insane money for sure on those. And it's a very damn good way of making RP. It's the #1 way of making RP in the game, I believe. However, peyote plants were in the game a week or 2 ago, and those were very good for RP, I believe, as well. So if you want to rank up very fast, special cargo is good, but for money opportunity, I probably wouldn't do it. If you're going to do any opportunity, I'd probably do the Simeon missions, to be honest. Obviously, there's a Cayo Perico Heist in the game, so you really don't even need to do any of these anyways. But a couple of them are pretty good. And last but not least, DJ request missions. DJ request missions are free mode missions in the game. You can't start them up in the menus or anything. You just randomly get called by Tom Connors or English Dave. So you get called by a couple of different contacts and either accept or decline. So the contacts come to you and ask you to do the opportunities for the DJ request missions, which can be a pain in the ass, of course, because that could be a lot of time spent in free mode that you could be doing better things in. So you kind of have to go out your way to do those DJ request missions. Because I would imagine if you're doing something else, you wouldn't get those calls. So really it's very inefficient for money making, even on double money in RP. So yeah, DJ request missions, having to deal with the luck kind of stuff, of course, with even getting those calls in the first place. I really say that might honestly be the worst opportunity in a sense, compared to even the Stunt Races and the Sumo modes. But obviously if you get all like kind music's requests, that you can get like double money on all those, you can get like the free BF Weevil. That's a good time to get that. But it's not worth like having to really wait for the DJ missions. You can't start them up yourself, you just get called by a couple in a different context. And you have to do them whenever they feel like doing that. So if anything from the money opportunities, I recommend Simeon missions or the special cargo sales. And yeah, special cargo sales is only if you want to take really huge risks, because it's definitely the riskiest business in the entire game. By a long shot, as I explained. And there's also kind of login rewards and stuff as well. If you do an import-export sell mission from the special vehicle warehouse, which is the import-export business, you can get the blue and magenta glow shades by doing an import-export source mission. I mean, not source mission, but sell mission for the import-export business, which is one of the better like solo opportunities in the game, probably behind like Diamond Casino Heist and the Cayo Perico Heist. I think it's like the third best solo opportunity in the entire game for import-export. So it's not bad, it's just like no opportunity to go with it besides for like a login reward that you have to earn in the first place. However, you apparently don't get that login reward till like March 8th. So like midway kind of until the next event week, it seems. There's also some stuff with like being able to throw parties in like the Diamond Casino and Resort or whatever. Those like costs are waived or whatever, but it's pretty pointless in the game. Just a small thing going on though. And last but not least seems to be the discounts. So as for discounts, I think I covered everything with the event week. And I believe there's a lot of property discounts, and I believe besides for that, it's like just supercars in the game. I don't think there's much of a like interesting vehicle discount aside for Prime Gaming one that's already been available as of the last like week or two. Alright, so as I usually do, I'll start on property discounts. first one is actually 60% off of executive offices. So the executive offices are actually 60% off. Which, they don't really do ones that often that are that huge. So if you want like Maze Bank right now, for example, definitely a good time to get it for sure. And because this event week goes into early March as well, you could probably get that million like PlayStation like Plus if you're on that platform, of course. That you can put towards this as well. So 60% off executive offices is very huge. Also includes the customizations and add-ons as well, actually. Which, honestly, aside for the accommodation, I really don't recommend any of them that much. Safe is purely cosmetic, of course. Might not necessarily seem it like that compared to other ones, but it is. So you can get into Maze Bank really cheap right now, which is really nice. Gun Locker, you might as well get a nightclub, which comes with like a free gun locker. The nightclub I know has a complimentary gun locker that you don't even have to pay for. So I really don't recommend a gun locker too much. Plus that's only if you really don't want your like weapon inventory cluttered, which I personally don't mind, but still. And it does not include anything in the garages. But yeah, 60% off everything with the regular, like, executive offices. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Great for getting started with the CEO, with, like, the VIP work and all that. As well as the special cargo and then the vehicle warehouse businesses. There's also 50% off of garages, and I believe it's like literally every single garage property in the game, as long as it's like some sort of standalone garage, and it doesn't include like all the different apartments, it just includes like standalone garages for this particular website. I believe it also includes 50% off like garages on like the executive office garages, so the actual garages themselves are on a 50% discount. And like any like garage renovation for other properties in the game, I imagine those are also 50% off. So huge savings on garages in the game. And then the last couple property discounts are actually not on these websites. They're on like laptops in the game for like the office. I'm not going to go into the office just to show it off. But there's also half off of special cargo warehouses. Doesn't say only large special cargo warehouses, so it probably seems like all three sizes of them, because other times they do certain sizes only. Like there's been times where they only do the large ones. So all special cargo warehouses should be half off. Which again is very amazing for the riskiest business in the game, the special cargo business. And you can get up to 5 of those, so that's very good. Especially if you have just one, you want to get a second one, I highly recommend it. Because the best way to take advantage of the special cargo sales is to have at least 2 warehouses. Because you can do source missions back to back between 2 different warehouses, because the cooldowns are separate for each warehouse. So basically you alleviate the cooldown by working on another warehouse in the meantime. So I recommend at least 2. However, 3, 4, and 5 of course are just extra income, which of course is great if you're good at special cargo sales and all that, but yeah. There's also 25% off of vehicle warehouses, which allows you to do the import-export business, which I think is still like the 3rd best solo money-making opportunity in the game. But it's kind of very top tier in the game to probably like the Diamond Casino Heist, to be honest, unless if you don't mind like playing with another random or a friend or something. So import-export business with vehicle warehouse is still one of the best things you can do in this game. Even with the Cayo Perico Heist. And last but not least, there only seems to be 5 like supercar discounts in the game. Alright, so all we're doing now, we're going over the last of the discounts, being like 5 different supercars in the game. Or at least most of them are supercars. Though probably all of them, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if they're all in Legendary Motorsport. Or yeah, they're definitely all in Legendary. So yeah, first new discount for the event week for vehicles is the Grotti Furia, which you get the trade price. I believe you actually use it as a getaway vehicle, unless that's something to do with like Young Ancestor. Oh yeah, I think this one's actually one of the approaches, whereas most are like the getaway vehicles. Alright, yeah, you just use it as a getaway vehicle apparently if you want that trade price. Regardless if you have the trade price or not, it's 40% off discount on the Grotti Furia. So now let's see what the lap time and top speed is for the Grotti Furia on Brookby 152 spreadsheet. So credit goes to Brookby 152 for the lap times and top speeds, by the way. But yeah, Grotti Furia for a lap time is 13th place. So nowhere near the top 10, a couple placements below the top 10 actually, which there's definitely way worse out there, but still, it's not impressive or anything necessarily. And the Furia is actually 30th place for top speed. So 13th place at lap time, 30th place top speed. Lap time is above average, but top speed is definitely below average. But yeah, of course there's obviously better options out there. So really it's like performance. So really it's like personal preference, customization kind of reasons I would probably get the vehicle. It's not a discount I'd recommend. Next discount though I do kind of recommend, or at least for this event week at least, because it's less than the other top 3 lap time for the supercar class. And I mentioned earlier that the S80RR is 3rd place in lap time for the supercar class, which is the 1-seater supercar from Diamond Casino Resort, of course. So yeah, being on a discount makes it kind of better than the Benefactor Krieger Proton Emeralds, of course, price-wise, by a good bit. So for this event week, I kind of recommend it. Because the third place top speed is still top 3 in the game. And then the S80RR for top speed is way worse, being 27th place in third place lap time, and then 27th place top speed. Very good lap time, but not very good top speed. So yeah, mainly if you do a lot of like races around like the city and stuff, for supercar races, it's a good investment. But even then, there's a couple better options, but still top 3 is pretty good. Wagner, by the way, is a Prime gaming discount, but that started last week or the week before, one of those. So I'm not going to go over to Wagner since it's an older discount. The GP1, Trojan GP1. I don't think this one performs good. Just a warning in advance, but yeah. The Trojan GP1 for a lap time is 36th place. And then for top speed for the Trojan GP1, Trojan GP1 is 24th place in top speed. So yeah, it doesn't really have any good lap time or top speed. Top speed might just barely be above average at best, though probably the slightest bit below average, because a lot of the non-raceable options have like rocket boosts and stuff that are clearly better if you put those into account. So really it's just like customization, personal preference kind of reasons. Let's say I get this one. And the last two are some pretty old vehicles from like 2013, 2014 in the game. And by the way, all these discounts are 40% off for the vehicles. Obviously, if that's for Wagner, that was shown off, because that's a like 70 or 80% Prime gaming discount right now. And it was for like last week as well. But yeah. Gassi's and Torno, I think this one actually still performs good actually, even though it's from like 2014, which is kind of surprising. But yeah, for lap time, this Torno is 14th place, actually just behind the Grotti area, which was covered earlier. And for top speed it is in Torno. Torno's top speed is 31st place, which actually again is behind the Furia, which was 30th place. So it's a single placement lap time and top speed worse than the Furia. So the Furia is just one placement better for lap time top speed compared to the Torno. Which lap time is okay at least, but top speed definitely no, I'd say. So yeah, lap time's still okay, but it's not really great or anything either. And then last but not least, for the new discounts for the event week is the Trifati Adder, which is normally $1 million, but is 600,000, being 40% off, of course. So last but not least is the Adder go over. I believe we'll then have covered everything. But yeah, for lap time, the Adder is 42nd place. And yeah, all the non-raceable supercars are actually rocket boosted, so surely all 3 of those are faster. So it's like the 4th worst supercar in the game, actually, for lap time, so not really that impressive at all for a lap time. It's one of the worst lap time vehicles for the superclass in the entire game. However, for top speed, the Adder is significantly better, being 20th place, but even then, it's not great top speed at all in any circumstance. However, it is above average top speed-wise, in the slightest, just barely. So really, it's best for customization for some preference kind of reasons. I think that used to be one of the best vehicles in the game. It was day one, back in the early days of the game, of course. It's crazy, and that's one of the worst now. But yeah, that's every single vehicle discount, I believe that's new with the event week. All just a bunch of supercars actually on the Legendary Motorsport website. So some pretty disappointing discounts this event week for vehicles, sadly. The only good ones I'd say would be the ones on Prime Gaming. Though actually the S80RR is actually slightly better than the Wagner, but still it's like 4th place for a lap time for that one. Not going to go into details on that one though anymore, because yeah, that was the last week that the Prime Gaming discount started. And going back to S80RR, actually, it's like the only one-seater supercar in the game, so S80RR is pretty unique with the only like one-seater supercar in the game, which obviously these Formula 1 cars are open wheel, so those don't really count in that regard. That's something else going for S80RR being the only one-seater supercar in the game. But yeah, the vehicle discounts are very disappointing. Yeah, vehicle discounts are very disappointing, but there's some very damn good property discounts this week. So yeah, that's probably going to be it for this event week stream. Very disappointing week for vehicle discounts. Pretty decent event week, I'd say, kind of compared to usual for money opportunities. So that's nice. Property discounts are very top tier, some of the better property discounts I'd say in a while, kind of. And yeah, we got the Weaponized Dinghy in the game now, which is kind of the last vehicle that needed release. Prius 300 did get a release, but didn't get a full release, because it's not on the Southern website anymore, and it was only for up to 9 days where it was free. So we kind of have one more vehicle, but it also kind of was the last vehicle this Weaponized Dinghy we got for this current DLC. But yeah, next stream will probably be the Red Dead Online event week stream. It's already like Monday now, and tomorrow is Tuesday when it gets the new event week. And yeah, hopefully the random fucking Disc bombers just stop or whatever. Last mention on that. I figured I'd mention it again, of course. People are dicks in this world and stuff. Well, actually, they're kind of not random, it's like bombers, but still, it's a pain in the ass that people from like a couple years ago are bothering me and stuff because they got nothing better to do and all that. But yeah, that'll finally be it for the stream, so the stream could be under an hour, I suppose. Hope you enjoyed.